Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Shermaine, aka Termaginus, coming at y'all with another Halo 5 beta video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why Halo 5 is starting to break down for me, and not in a good way. Keep in mind, this is just my opinion. This may not be happening for you, but this is just what I'm starting to pick up and realize the more and more that I play. Now, I gotta say a lot, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and get in it. Now, the more I continue to play this game, the more I begin to realize things. In the beginning, I had a blast playing early access because nobody knew what was going on, which is to be expected, right? I mean, it was literally day one of the beta. Nobody knew what the spawns were, nobody knew what weapon spawns were, nobody knew where the advantageous spots are on the map. Because of that, everyone was running around acting a fool. Everyone was running around and just going crazy, playing wild, and it was a lot of fun because everyone was doing it. Everyone was in the same boat, you know? And it was just a blast. Now, each match that I play now, the game becomes much more simplified. The game is starting to break down for me. The good is being separated from the bad. Now, good and bad are two ambiguous terms that encompass what is favored, what works, what is strong, and what is superior from the shit that doesn't work, that is weaker, and that is not encouraged to be used. So, for example, group play is obviously favored, you know? You want to run around with the squad with at least one more person because that's twice the firepower and another target for the enemy that you might encounter. So you're obviously in the advantage. I mean, no shit, right? But a few things really stick out to me, and those are grenades, defensive style of play, and the exploits. Now, it is a beta. There will be exploits. There will be things that should be tweaked. But one thing that just really aggravates me is that that's what early access was for. Now, early access was probably just a stress test. I understand that. But still, we provided feedback 10 days before the actual beta took place. So why wasn't any of our suggestions implemented? That's something that I just don't quite understand. Like, we have let them know about problems ahead of time, and there has been nothing done to fix them. You know, a few examples are those spawns that I've talked about. There are just some really bad spawns in the game, which is to be expected. But you have 10 days to fix those spawns on the first two maps that you are going to introduce to everybody. Those spawns could have been fixed. Now, the ones on the two new maps that just came out, or I should say, well, yeah, two new maps, because the breakout map you spawn literally in the same spot every single time. But those two new maps, yeah, there's going to be bad spawns, and you know you're going to fix those later on. But the spawns on Truth and Empire could have been fixed a long time ago. And you already know about spawning next to weapons and how I feel about that. Another exploit is the shoulder charge. Really, honestly, shoulder charges that can kill players on platforms when the charging player literally does not even touch them, and you know, similar things like that. Those things are being heavily overused because they work, and it's really annoying. Another original goal, or not another original goal, but the original goal of Smart Scope was to make it so that everyone isn't solely relying on Smart Scope. But the more time I play, why wouldn't you use Smart Scope? Why wouldn't you? Of course, you aren't going to zoom in with a battle rifle or a DMR when you're in a medium close range, and you know, descoping helps with that and all that. Helps balance it out, you know, however you want to go about the term using it. But it's not accomplishing its goal of making it to where players don't solely rely on it, because it just there's no penalties to using it. And I understand you don't want to penalize a player for pressing L and shooting the gun, but I don't think it's accomplishing its original goal that they set out to have, whereas not everyone's relying on it. If I'm using an assault rifle, the spread on that motherfucker is big when you hold down the trigger without Smart Scope. With Smart Scope, it's tight. It's extremely tight. So why wouldn't I use it? And same thing with the SMG. I mean, hip firing still works, is completely viable, but that's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is Smart Scope is not what 343 wanted it to be, and I think it needs to be. Tweaked in some manner because it's going against the principles that they were trying to set out. The two other things that I want to talk about was defensive style of play and the fucking grenades. And you guys already know my spiel on the grenades, and I still stick to it. I think there's way too many damn grenade spawns on the map, on all the maps. There's just way too many grenades going off at once. Like I said before, the encounters are, you see the enemy, you back up, you throw every fucking grenade that you have, and it's just ridiculous. I seriously still think that the grenades are taking away from the game and the gameplay. I think it's really dominating the game because there's so many grenades that can be picked up with ease. Grenades shouldn't be a luxury, okay? It's not like, oh my god, I picked up a grenade. It needs to be something where you feel relieved that, yes, I got some grenades, you know what I mean? I don't really know how else to word it, but I seriously think that the grenades are hurting the game because there's just too many. There's just too goddamn many grenades on the map going off all the fucking time. I don't know how else to say it, but I just think the grenade spawns need to be toned down big time because there's just too many grenades. Grenades are dominating gunfights rather than a actual weapon dominating a damn gunfight in this game right now. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the defensive style of play. I hate it, man. I hate defensive style of play. You know, it's in human nature to like things that are similar to you or what you like. So I'm gonna go on and say I'm a little biased, okay? I like players that play like me, that like to run around and be aggressive and get in the thick of things and stuff like that and get one-on-ones. That's just how I am. I do not like sitting still. That's just even in anything. I hate sitting still because it feels like I'm not doing shit. Even when I was working, I had my job, and those are the first day of work. I hate sitting still because I feel like I'm not contributing at all. But I feel like the game just it not necessarily caters to, but defensive styles of play are very well preferred. They're very favored more than anything thus far. Because, I mean, if you think about it, if you're on a high elevated position with a battle rifle and a decent secondary, whether that be your pistol or a fast shooting submachine gun, just in case they get close, you're at the advantage because they have to come to you. You don't have to move at all. You have your cover. You have your escape routes already planned. You have nothing to worry about. And because they have to shoot up, there's cover that is covering a good majority of your body. You have the advantage, and I absolutely hate it. I haven't. When I say high level play, you know, you have to forgive me because I've never seen pros play the game. But when I play against good people, I hate it because they never fucking move. It's not a real war, yo. It's not a real war. This is a training simulation. If you get shot one time, you're still gonna be alive. I promise you that. You're not actually going to lose your life in real life. It's so annoying, and it's not camping. You know, it's not camping, but when you sit in one spot, I just don't understand how you have fun. But I mean, right now it's preferred. It's just preferred. It's just preferred with the smart scope and how the maps are laid out right now. But that's the arena style, you know. And I don't think the maps contradict with the game, but just the defensive style of play is preferred over everything thus far. It's like Guile sitting full screen throwing sonic booms, and you can't jump over because the hitbox is too big, you know? It's either you gotta join them or you're gonna lose, you know? So that's all I wanted to talk about, you guys. Like I said before, you're gonna agree with me. Most of you probably aren't gonna agree with me, thinking, shut the fuck up, whatever. But I wanted to get it off my chest and I wanted to talk about it. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hearing me ramble. I'm done. My name is Charmaine. I'm out. Peace. Have a good day.